Hello and welcome back to Lorcana Villain. My name is Baker, and today is round 5 of the London Set Championships, and unfortunately, my final round of the tournament, my hopes of top 8 were slashed away in round 4 when I lost that match against Emerald Steel. So at best here, I'm hoping to achieve a final record of 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. My opponent is Val, who I had never met before, but I have come to learn is a part of a channel in France, which is pretty big for Magic the Gathering in particular. But yeah, super nice guy. There was a bit of a language barrier here. Obviously, all of the French players they do a much better job of speaking English than I would ever do of speaking French. But they vary in their fluency, so there was a bit of a language barrier here, but nothing that interfered with our gameplay. So let's jump into the final match of this set of gameplay videos. Can I finish off on a dub? So I wasn't able to catch my entire opening hand pre-mulligan, but I know that I mulligan 4 and I go into Maui, Vision of the Future, Porpsicle, which I'm very glad to see, and the 8-cost Sisu. The rest of the cards in my hand that I kept on mulligan was 1 Brawl, 1 Ice Block, and 1 Tipo. Not a bad start at all. Now, I ink the Maui turn 1, even though I feel like I've gotten a lot more out of rewatching these games in edit. I was already conscious that I'd been kind of holding on to Maui's a bit too much during this tournament. So that becomes my first ink. I'm always playing Porpsicle. I like having the Ice Block. And this Vision of the Future is hopefully going to help me dig towards a Flavisham to go with those items. Porpsicle gets me a Be Prepared, and we pass. Now, I don't know what my opponent's playing, but their first ink of the game is Smash, so obviously Steel. And I do immediately think that any deck running Smash is most likely to be paired with Emerald. He passes to me, I get another B-Prep off the top of the deck, which is not what I want to see, especially because I'm already suspecting that he might be playing Emerald, and now I'm holding 2 B-Preps, so that's not going to be good into Ursula. But thankfully, I have the Tipo. I ink the Brawl, turn 2. Now, this was my mistake. I wanted to keep on hold of the Vision because, again, I wanted to dig for Flavisham to go with these items. But if I was expecting to see a lot of Emerald, then I should know that these Brawls are pretty important. But again, I didn't want to ink this Vision and then just never get anything going, never build towards a Flavisham and then just fall too far behind. So while I think that inking Brawl might have been wrong regardless, I don't think it's as clear cut. With the benefit of hindsight, I definitely shouldn't have inked the Brawl. But yeah, Tipo inks a Be Prepared and we pass. So he inks Strength of a Raging Fire and then plays down Morph. So I get confirmation that it is Emerald Steel, and I'm now immediately already regretting inking that Brawl. I draw into Maui. Maui and Vision are my only inkable cards. Now I've given up the Brawl, I definitely need to be playing this Vision to be building towards a Flavisham. It does cross my mind to ink Vision, hope that I get a inkable card next turn because then I have Maui online. Because I am somewhat suspecting this beast, but in my head, the beast is coming down, there's no way it's exerting for any reason. So I do opt to ink the Maui, play the Vision of the Future. I'm not certain what I got off of this. I know I play a Flavisham next turn, but I also can't tell what I drew into on my next turn. So it could be that I get the Flavisham off of this, or I top deck it next turn. I'm all over whether I want to quest with Tipo here. Again, I'm expecting the beast, and again, if I do have an exerted Tipo and he wants to challenge into it, then okay, great, turn offline your ability to draw extra cards, I'll take that. But I'm pretty sure he's not doing that, and I kind of want to keep this Tipo in case I draw a 1 jump ahead. Realistically, I probably should have just quested here, even without the benefit of hindsight. So he inks We Don't Talk About Bruno and is able to shift that tragic hero beast. Also has the follow-up of the Let the Storm Rage On, which he sings with that beast to take out my Tipo. The fact that he did this made me super regret inking the Maui. I'm not sure if he was aware that that was a potential punish for singing this turn with Beast. Maybe he took the read that I wouldn't have another one because I've recently inked 2. Either way, feels super bad to not really be able to respond to that. I draw a card, which I do think is Tamatoa, which I'll explain why in a moment. I pay 4 to put down Flavisham, and I get Maleficent and Scar off of the Flavisham. I then ink Tamatoa, and that's why I'm pretty sure I drew into Tamatoa this turn, because off of that Vision of the Future on the previous turn, I very much doubt I'd have taken the Tamatoa. But yeah, I passed, but I feel like I'm in an okay position. I have a Flavisham on board. I've got another item waiting to turn into more cards. I've not been able to ramp much yet beyond a turn 2 T-Po, but I'm sure it won't be too long before I'm drawing into how far I'll go. One jump ahead, and yeah, I'm feeling confident that I can get there. So, he inks a Morph and throws down an Ursula, gets a look at my hand, removes that Be Prepared. I've gotten rid of the first one with the T-Po, but he doesn't know that, and red-blue decks generally play at least 2, I'm playing 3, so he's got to respect at least 1 more in my deck. Leaves me with Maleficent, Scar, and Sisu. I'm only at 5 ink, but I have a Flavisham and an Ice Block on board, so he knows I'm seeing a total of 3 new cards on my next turn. He throws down a Mr. Smee to put down a little more board pressure and passes over to me. Now, I'm pretty sure my top deck here is Grandma Tala.
The Beast? Yes. That's for 1. Pop the Ice Block. 1, 2.
Start off by questing the Flavisham, get rid of that Ice Block. I draw it into Maleficent, and I'm not sure what the second card is. Play Grandma Tala, and again, unfortunately, I'm not sure what I take off of this or even what my options are. Mostly, I'm a little bit salty that off of that Flavisham, I haven't gone into either one of my 2 Medusas or my 3 other Brawls, because I've already Ice Blocked the Beast, so I would love to have removed that this turn, but didn't hit it, so I have to go with the Tala. I ink one of my Mali Dragons to go to 6, throw down the Vitalosphere. There's a chance my Flavisham survives into my turn. Obviously, I've got to be wary of things like Strength for a Raging Fire. He could also take it out with Smee and Beast, but then at least he's turning off his extra card draw. If I didn't have the other Maleficent as another ink, then I probably would have held on to this Vitalosphere.
Beast? Yes.
6 in your hand.
Yes.
Je vais écouter un grand sage.
Je te donne
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Je parle avant. S'il te plaît. Je vais son effet. J'arrive à charger, je pense.
4 in your hand.
4, yes.
Un petit Pégase, hein, face au diamant, ça peut être sympathique quand même. Et voilà, j'y vais. Ouais.
Pégase n'est pas une princesse, tu gagnes pas de couleur, c'est ça?
Mais non, je vais pas de princesse. Ils sont méchants, mauvais et desséchés. Desséchés.
Est-ce que c'est faux?
Ils ont chié sur ma hôtel. Imagine, quelqu'un te dit que t'es desséché. C'est dur, je crois qu'il faut faire comme
No action.
C'est supportable cette carte de merde.
Non, il est pas mort. And...
So, my opponent inks Pete, plays a Pete, calls no actions, and throws down a Morph. Obviously is summing up what he wants to do this turn in regards to questing or potentially taking out my Flavisham. Opts to do nothing at all. I was surprised that the Smee didn't quest or challenge my Flavisham. Obviously, he knows I've got Scar, so obviously I could come in, take out the Smee, and re-ready myself. So that was probably on his mind, but we pass over to me. I quest my Flavisham, get rid of that Vitalosphere. I get a Grandma Tala and a mystery card. It's a red card. I think it's either a B-Prep or a Scar off of that Flavisham. I play the Grandma Tala that I've just drawn, and obviously I've cut the dead space, but I do take a good 30 seconds trying to make up my mind about this decision, so shout out to my opponent for being patient for me with me for this one, because I can't remember what it was, but it was a decisive decision point.
Ah, on a des belles choses.
Ink?
Yes.
I quest with Tala. I don't see a reason why not to. I need to give him reasons to start turning sideways. And I've got another one here ready if I want to sing at how far I'll go. If I've got one, I'm not sure if I do, but always something to think about as an option for Tala.
Bon top deck. Tu vas?
Je l'ai vu au-dessus, je trouve.
Ah, t'as regardé?
Ça est pas mal.
Ouais, ça... Joli. Bah, je pense que sans ça, c'était pas bien. Hein. Bon, après, j'ai rien en main, il a 12 cartes en main.
Oui, attention.
Je crois que je préfère quand même ma position. Je suis pas un joueur. Ah, ça arrive. Peut-être. Là, il peut plus double chanter.
And no, sorry.
Castique, merde.
Non, non. Tu peux me défendre ou c'est pas possible?
Non. Tu me serres la main et tu me donnes la carte.
This and take two.
Vas-y, tu concèdes. L'histoire, c'est que je dois te battre. Tu peux?
Carrément.
Ah, mais c'est l'objet. Ah.
So he starts off his turn by shifting the Tinkerbell, deliberates for a little while about what exactly he wants to do with it, opts to challenge into my exerted Grand Martala, puts 2 damage onto my Flavisham, meaning it's only got 3 left, and then does make that trade with the Pete that he has on board. One on a trade, takes out my Flavisham, takes 1 damage in return, runs a bunch of numbers, is very aware that I've got the Scar in my hand. I can hear him audibly taking that into account. Opts to quest with the Smee, putting his first lore on the board, and passes back over to me. I draw into a Flavisham. I'm not sure if I've got any items to combo with that at the moment, but it doesn't matter. That's a huge board. A Pete was not played on the previous turn, so it is finally time to exert 7 ink and sing, "Be prepared." I had to do at least 1 over the course of these matches, right?
Là, c'est pas touché, bon, déjà des trucs.
J'y vais.
T'as déqué, hein?
5
Tu
in
cherches
hand.
à mon tour?
5 in your hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
C'est un de ces faits du jeu.
Les règles d'un couleur.
Dès que tu sais plus quoi jouer, ça marche ça, de voir un peu un truc où est-ce que tu joues avec ton deck et un truc que tu joues pile dans le bonheur.
So, post B prep, he's able to establish a Diablo and passes over to me. I thankfully have the Medusa, which I'm able to play. I also ink Flavisham. He then responds with another Diablo and Cove and move to Cove. And I'm not sure whether or not he topped the Cove. If he didn't, then I super respect this play to play just the Diablo alone first to bait out my Medusa. And then have the second one be able to go to the Cove. And then Brawl is not an option anymore. Passes into me. Now, I have no idea what's in my hand here. But full transparency, I take a good minute here to think about my turn. I'm looking in the discard. I end up playing Tamatoa, get back the ice block. I have a Porpsicle in my hand, but I ink that to play the ice block. And then I eventually decide to quest with Medusa as opposed to going into the Cove. This was so incredibly stupid, and I have no idea why I did it, because I'm holding the 8-drop Sisu. So I just need to go into the Cove once this turn, and then once with Medusa again the next turn, and I can play the Sisu if I see fit, and then Tamatoa's free to quest. So yeah, this was super silly. And I'm not sure why I felt the need to play Ice Block this turn. I did wonder if it's because I had a Maleficent in my hand that I wanted to build to. I still don't think if that's the case, then this is right. Especially at the hazard of inking a Porpsicle. I should have just waited until next turn and I could have played them both. So yeah, super bad turn from me. 6, isn't it?
Voilà. Alors, 2 secondes.
We'll double into the Cove.
Partir à l'aventure, c'est sympa.
Yes, it's
Il
okay.
n'y a pas de...
You win.
You good? Anyway, I double into the Cove, play the Sisu to wipe out the 2 Diablo, and he's happy to go to a game 2. So yeah, in the early game, inking the Brawl, I'm not sure whether or not it was right or wrong. At the end of the day, if I had held it and then played Brawl on the Morph, then I might have been lacking ink. There's no guarantee I'd have seen the Flavisham as soon as I did. I'm not sure. But this last turn from me, where I inked the Porpsicle to play the Ice Block and quested with Medusa, pretty much all of that was wrong. But thankfully, not punished for it, and we move into game 2.
Je t'ai aidé, tu veux dire?
You too, buddy.
Non, elle vient d'arriver.
Bye.
Enfin, celle qu'on voulait. C'est pas celle qu'on voulait. Ah non, ça m'intéresse ça. Oh oui, ça m'intéresse de fou. Ok.
1, 2, 3.
Et... Je crois qu'il y a trop de trucs là. Je pense qu'il y en a pas. Enfin, je vais tuer.
He starts off by inking a Bruno, throwing down the Cove. On the mulligan, I keep a Brawl, a Tipo, and a Grand Martala, and I draw into a second Brawl, a Tamatoa, an 8-cost Sisu, and a How Far I'll Go. I know the How Far I'll Go is likely doomed because I'm on the draw and he's going to get an opportunity to play Ursula 2. I draw into a Flavisham, no one-drop item feels super bad. We ink one of the Brawls and pass. As expected, he drops the Ursa Deceiver, takes a look at my hand, snipes away that How Far I'll Go. I draw into a second copy of Flavisham. Now, when I play Tipo here, I probably should have inked the 8-drop Sisu, but I've got 2 Flavishams, I don't even have an item yet, so I actually opt to ink the Flavisham. I'm still kind of valuing the Brawl, and I'm thinking if I can draw into the 3-drop uninkable Sisu, then I'm not too far away from having the 8-drop shift in and be online, which could be super good early. So it probably wasn't right, but that was my thinking.
D'accord, donc on n'a pas de mécanique, on sait pas quoi ça sert.
C'est pas le premier Gundam TCG.
He inks Strength for a Raging Fire, plays the Hypnotize. I discard the 8-drop Sisu. I think he was surprised to see me discard that, to be honest. I think he'd assumed that I secret inked it. He quests of Ursula and passes. Now I draw into the Porpsicle. Now I can ink this turn to go to 4, but I'm thinking, okay, well it makes much more sense to next turn play Porpsicle and then Flavisham both on the same turn. So I ink the Brawl instead, and with my 4 ink I play Grand Martala.
Celui-là, comment?
Celui-là, il a pris 2 blessures de clochette parce que je fais confiance, tout à fait.
Oui, d'accord, t'as tapé dans lui et t'as mis 2 lettres. C'est bon.
Ensuite, je vais celui-là et celui-là ici, je vais mettre cette clochette.
Ah oui, il a renforcé tout le deck.
C'est pas mal les cartes sous tapis comme ça, il peut pas les discard.
Je pense qu'il y a eu.
Oh, j'ai rien en main, t'inquiète. C'est ton 2. Can go.
Ça, ok, elle est toujours là. C'est insignifiant pour toi. Bon, en fait.
Attention, elle a la clé. Elle a plus simple.
Allez, t'es un frère. Ça, hein.
Yes.
J'hésite de le savoir. Combien de cartons?
Flavisham. Bonne. La carte en main.
Ça va pas être chaud.
Salut.
On va sûrement se la finale.
Ouais.
Yes.
Je vais sortir. Et effectivement, elle peut tuer personne, donc elle va. Tiens, vraiment tuer. Ouais.
So, as you saw on my turn 5, I play the Porpsicle, draw a card, I'm able to ink the Tamatoa, throw down the Flavish, remove the Porpsicle, draw myself a couple of cards, feels super good. I end up choosing to quest with both Tipo and Tala. He sings Storm with his Diablo at Cove, 2 damage on the Tala, and then makes the trade with his Ursula. Inks a 1-drop Diablo, plays another Ursula Deceiver to get a peek at my hand. Which Editing Baker is very grateful for, because it was very hard to track what cards I was drawing through those last couple of turns. And as you can see, I've got a Tamatoa, Ice Block, Maui, and Quill. Not an incredible hand, especially at only 5 ink, but where there's an Ice Block, 1-drop Ice Block, there are ways to draw cards with Flavisham. So not bad at all, and even better that he doesn't get a hit off of this Ursula. He develops a 3-drop Ursula Deceiver of All and passes to me. I get a Grandma Tala off the top. None of the cards in my hand are helping me to deal with this Ursula Deceiver of All or this Diablo. I make the choice to play the Ice Block. I lower Ursula Deceiver of All strength by 1, which again was silly because it's not at the Cove, so it's only got 2 strength, so I should have done this to the Diablo. Although I believe my thinking at the time was that then 3-drop Daring Visitor Sisu was an out to just remove her. And I draw 2 cards, giving him a double draw off of his exerted Diablo. This was definitely my first big mistake. I draw into Quill and Tipo. At this point, I'm really just digging for the Be Prepared. I play the Grandma Tala. It does not find me the Be Prep. I ink my Tipo and pass.
Là, je fais.
On vient d'avoir d'ailleurs un interne sur les tricheurs.
Je sais pas comment je peux gérer ça.
C'est une vitesse.
Pour le coup, c'est pas moi qui joue.
T'as pas regardé la première entre le Bayern. T'as pas regardé la première entre le Bayern.
Discard 1 à Hydro-Tube.
En plus, je découvre mon jeu. C'est quoi ton gars?
Bah, en fait, j'avais 2 gagnants en train un peu à l'arrache.
Passer plus de temps à préparer les nôtres, ça le tien.
Ouais, en vrai, ouais. J'ai testé un peu le tien.
C'est sympa, mais.
Pour l'équipe, pour l'équipe.
T'avais envie de jouer pour ça, c'est tout. En fait, tu voulais voir si ton plan fonctionnait.
He develops a Prince John and plays a Hypnotize. I discard one of my Quills and he draws 2. And all of a sudden, I find myself just praying for the Be Prepared here. I'm already regretting giving him the extra cards with Diablo. I'm wishing that I had just played Tala the previous turn and just put the Ice Block down. And then still, just from having the Ice Block on the board, anything at Cove with the Ice Block I can still take out with Brawl. Anyway, I do not find the B Prep, but what I do find is a Madame Medusa, which is not bad at all. I put that down, choose to get rid of that Diablo.
Là, je suis pas trop mal dans celle-là, mais j'ai perdu la première.
Je suis un ref, t'es mort.
Dont j'ai peur.
J'ai fait des erreurs tout à l'heure. Tu vas peut-être me dire plus tard.
Je peux dire ou pas? Ce que j'ai vu. Parce que c'est lui qui l'a.
Ouais.
C'est pas mauvais de s'attaquer quelqu'un.
T'es pas mal. J'étais un peu déçu que tu me demandes ma main. Bah là, tu vois, c'est pas évident. Parce que je mets la mergotelle et si je mets le pégage, en même temps, t'as pas l'autre pour le moment.
Le game go.
Si j'avais eu l'autre, j'aurais pas dû en faire. J'ai pris pour 2 pour pouvoir le mettre.
Ah ouais, mais tu vois, l'autre jeu, c'est gratte. Mettez le 1 et mettez le 2 par dessus.
Ouais.
Comme ça, le jouer tour 2. Parce qu'il... On en parlera après. Je sais pas comment. Je vois pas comment... En quoi ça me donne l'info que tu l'as pas en main.
2 for vision.
Yes.
5.
Yes.
Il y a eu une réponse. 3. Gaston.
Yes. Draw. That's for 1.
Yes.
Vision.
Yes.
5.
Il y a un point commun entre les joueurs de Lorcana. Les gens ont
Card.
gentil.
Now we. And we'll go Tala.
Yes.
Il a joué toute sa main. Et c'est là qu'avec Gaston.
Hit the code.
Yes.
And pass.
Drop.
5 in hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
C'est pas évident.
Justement, tu me l'as en mode choix.
C'est est-ce que je mets un Pégase pour m'empêcher de jouer le diable? Est-ce que je fais
Quel discard?
Il m'a fait un... Ça va, ça va.
C'est vrai que c'est un truc.
Ça.
It's plus 1.
Oh yes, sorry. My apologies.
C'est complet.
Les deux étaient bien. Quoi qu'il arrive, ça me fait chier. Mais j'ai fait exprès d'en mettre deux parce que
Pégase, il a pas chance. C'est du chier. Je sais pas, j'ai décidé que ça me ferait moins chier de...
No action.
Ah bah là.
C'est à toi.
Sorry, did you say pass? Ready? Draw.
Yes.
One, two, three. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, because you have +1, don't you? But I'm definitely doing that. Are you ready? Take 4. Yeah, into the cove. And Tala runs 2.
Plus ça, je peux pas le faire. Ça me plaît pas ça.
Seven.
Ça. J'ai 12 000 cartes. Je prends la talent sur le 2. Ah ouais, d'accord.
How many in your hand?
1, 2, 3, 6.
I can check.
Yeah, please, by all means.
Et ça, de toute façon, en fait, en main, j'ai ça. Je suis en mode de toute façon.
Discard one.
Ok, next.
Retour.
Ah ouais, carrément.
Il faut prendre 8. Ah ouais, t'abandonnes. Bah évidemment. En fait, si alors en fait, je suis avec tout mon ordre. Mon plan c'était de dire, bah soit t'as pas
Soit ça passe et t'es baisé.
pas la fin de solution. En fait,
J'aurais pu te dire j'ai 6 sous,
ouais,
tu
ça
passais.
c'est pas parce qu'en fait, je suis en mode. Là en fait. Ouais, bon bah, je prends.
Donc heureusement que je l'ai redressé.
Ah ouais, sinon j'y allais.
En plus, j'ai essayé de bluffer en mode. Surtout qu'il y a un truc pour le tuer, je vais essayer de bluffer que j'ai rien dans la main. 6 sous, j'avais déjà rien. Je sais que j'ai 6 sous au prochain tour. Mais j'ai essayé de poker face pour que tu sois en mode, bah peut-être il a rien.
Tu veux bien jouer, moi je pouvais pas faire autre chose autrement que juste dire all-in. Si tu l'as,
What do the dice? Just straight
Au moment où je
6.
l'adresse, je me dis,
Voilà,
c'est tellement
one,
juste que je
six.
l'ai adressé pour quelque chose qu'il faut que je lui fasse croire
Ça
que c'était
défend.
pour autre chose.
parce que tu as plein de trucs.
Je sais que mon bluff pouvait marcher. Mais il fallait absolument que tu penses que c'était pas un truc que j'avais dans la main.
Allez, on va finir la dernière. Bon, il y a le temps. Non, fais pas ça. Fais pas ça, achète pas.
Bah,
Fais ça au début à la fin.
Bah, mais
Tu veux faire vas-y.
c'est pas ça, si je me retrouve avec des trucs collés, là.
Pour le beau jeu.
Tu limites pas, je sais pas.
C'est déjà compliqué, je vais essayer quand même de. Ah, il y a rien qui va, hein. Il y a rien qui va. 7. Non. Ah, il y a 6. Ah, c'est quel qui
So I've left the last 10 minutes pretty commentary free. It's been super hard to track my hand, and most of the plays are pretty straightforward here. If I had Medusa, I feel like I definitely would have played it on this turn, or if I'd have seen it off of that vision. Just getting rid of the Beast and leaving the Prince John wouldn't have been the worst thing. So I do opt to be prep. Getting rid of Beast and John is okay value. He throws down the double Diablo, passes into me, and I find Medusa off the top of the deck.
Oui, bah, sorry.
That sounds good.
Oui, bah, sorry.
Instead of Medusa, I opt to play Maleficent. I'm already at a nice lore total. I want to start putting some more pressure on and start questing and get me to game. So I remove one of the Diablos, pass into him. He quests with Diablo he's got left on the board and throws down another one and an Ursula Deceiver of all. Passes back into me, and this is the turn that I feel really, basically, spoilers, costs me this game. I have the Medusa. I could have quite easily taken out the Diablo, take away some of their draw, or even remove the Ursa Deceiver of all if I'd have foreseen what it could eventually do. I opt instead to play Tamatoa. Again, I'm getting impatient, I'm at a nice high lore total, I just want to start pushing for game. And in this moment, I do miss the play of him playing a fourth character and then singing Strength for a Raging Fire with Deceiver of All and removing my Tamatoa. I absolutely should have just played the Medusa, but I did what I did. I get back the lucky dime, pass over. He throws down a Pete, calling for no action, safeguarding him against any B-preps. Sings Let the Storm Rage On with Ursula, doing 4 damage on my Tamatoa and drawing 2 cards. And then has the Strength of a Raging Fire, which can be sung by Diablo, to take my Tamatoa out of there. And suddenly, I am regretting my entire life.
Can I see your hand? Shamawi, Kidai Medusa, Shamawi, Kidai Medusa. Okay. Shamawi. Yep.
Et la France représente là? 6 Français sur 8.
Ça me fait
scroll un peu pour avoir un...
Je vais regarder la photo.
17.
C'est possible de mettre parce qu'il fait trop. Ça me fait gros.
Vous êtes 11 français. Là, tu vois, 12 avec moi.
Ok, excuse-moi, je vais jouer.
So, a super underwhelming turn from me. There's not a lot that I wouldn't have given for an 8-drop Sisu on that turn. Unfortunately, it doesn't have it, so we play the dime, we exert it for 2. I do consider whether or not I even want to turn sideways with Maleficent here, because of course if I just keep it safe, then I can hopefully keep diming it, but I know it's all it's going to take is a strength to remove me. I might as well quest to 17 and then hope that I can draw like 8-drop Sisu and then that can close the game, or hopefully another Tamatoa. So I just go to 17 and pass.
Quel discard tout?
C'est comme Marie qui a 19 de l'or et qui a une chèvre en main. Réfléchis. Non, mais je l'ai vu, elle hésitait. Je vais entrer ça et une chèvre. Quand elle arrive en jeu, elle gagne pas. Elle a fait nonchalamment.
Elle était dans le monde longtemps, je ne vais jamais la choisir. J'ai fait des cartes à l'écran.
Quel discard de what?
Je n'avais pas vu tout de suite de dire ah cool, j'ai cherché de la reprendre pour la jouer, tu vois.
Quand elle l'a joué, elle était même en mode oh, clac, clac, elle a fait entre ça et 4, du coup, une chèvre. C'était beau, c'est encore bien.
C'est ça me peur que quoi, qu'il y ait une réponse en face.
Non, mais j'étais pas, en fait, je l'ai pas vu là tout de suite.
Dans le moment où il s'agit de la chef tout doucement, il me fait gagner alors. Il peut vraiment dire, alors que là,
De toute façon, j'ai fait 19-2 en vrai, même si je suis là, je gagne.
Okay, yeah, it's fine, man. By all means, we're all good.
4.
il est désagréable comme carte.
So, I've got 10 ink. He's played a Pete, so a B prep isn't an out for me. He's managed to discard my entire hand through sudden chills, quests up to 10. As I said, I'm at 10 ink, I'm topping, but Big Sisu is an out, or even if I can just get a 2 lore character, he still can't get to game next turn. So I just need a little bit of luck with these couple of draws. I find Tipo! So we throw him down, we gain the lore to go up to 18. He's able to remove my Tipo, quests with everything to match me at 18, wishes me luck, passes over to me. I just need any character with at least 2 lore, another Maleficent, Big Sisu, Kuz goes in here. Tamatoa is potentially an out as long as the Porpsicle that I get back from playing it, which I would have to play to get up to the 3 lore I'd need, drew me into another Inkable. Instead, in a homage to Brent from the Las Vegas Top Cut, who did something very similar against an aggro deck. Right off the top, flip it over. Be prepared!
Oh,
Sorry, go in my...
yeah, fine for 2, yeah.
Okay.
I get one more chance to top a character with 2 lore.
Et en cas de
Et toi, tu prends une toile qui fait moins de jeu, mais qui fait quand même construire. Mais j'aurais pu l'inviter, elle aurait pu faire avec ses cartes.
C'est ce que t'as dans les mains.
My man establishes a couple of characters, wishes me luck again, passes over to me. I just need any character with at least 2 lore and I win. It's a Grandma Tala, which can get me to 19. I could have played it, I'd have had 6 ink left over, but there's nothing with that amount of lore that I can then play and play the dime. I could get Kuzco, but I wouldn't have enough to exert the dime, so unfortunately, we take an L. A bit of a homage to our first round match against Kim, where she just needed any character 2 turns in a row, wasn't able to find it. So a little bit bittersweet. I definitely misplayed on the turn I played the Tamatoa. I should have gone with the Medusa. That alone could have changed this game. But yeah, can't deny it, a bit of bad luck those last couple of draws, but hey, that's card games. So we finished the tournament overall with 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. by no means my best results in tournament play. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a video coming soon. It's going to be another sort of like channel update, Lorcana Villain lore update video. Because I'm not going to lie, a lot of content creators, after having not performed as well and like seeing themselves do a lot of misplays, wouldn't have even uploaded this. And that goes against kind of a lot of what I see the point of content creation, at least from my perspective. Sometimes I'm going to do well, sometimes I'm going to do badly. And when I do badly, I think it's important to call myself out for it. And I don't mind doing so in a public forum and just chop it down to a learning experience. But yeah, it's been great to finally get some gameplay footage on the channel. My major notes for myself going forward when I get the chance to do more gameplay is above all to do a much better job of showing my hand, and I need different dice that on camera you can more easily see what it's representing for damage. Those are the two main big ones. Then also there's been a couple of moments where not the entire field has been captured by the camera, so I definitely need to raise that up a little bit. But overall, I was pretty happy with this little series from this tournament, but please, by all means, let me know down in the comments any feedback you have for future gameplay videos. And yeah, expect a channel update video soon, but more immediately will be the return to Top Cut deck lists, and we're going to make a start with reviewing the cards from set 6. We did a poll, and nearly 2/3 of people would prefer things to be done, a little bit of card reveals to be done a little bit at a time as they're revealed. But there's still a lot of people who like the idea of a sum up when the whole set is revealed and you've got more of an idea of what cards work well together. So we're going to do batches of card reviews as cards come out, and then once the entire set is revealed, I will do 6 tier list videos for each ink when we've got the entire set revealed. Those are the immediate plans. And yeah, if you've enjoyed these gameplay videos, do please hit the like button for me. They don't perform as well as Decklist reviews, which is fine, that's what I'm more known for. But if you do want me to put the extra effort into trying to get more of these gameplay videos on the channel, then show me with the like button. But that's going to be it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe for all things Lorcana. Hit that like button to show your support, and we'll see you soon.